your country is going into election mode. If there is a regime change in America, if President Trump wins the election, there is a little bit of anxiety about immigration and about tariffs. Do you see a bipartisan support towards trade with India, towards defense partnership and various partnerships with India, regardless of which party comes to power in the US?
Well, I think you have to look at a bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that both Democrats and Republicans are united as far as how to deal with China. China is seen as a challenge, and India is seen as a friend by both parties itself. So the style may shift if Trump comes in. It may be more transactional than structural, but from an overall perspective, the relationship with India will keep on going upward trajectory. The relationship with Prime Minister Modi has been very, very positive. In fact, a week ago he talked so brilliantly about how good the leader, Prime Minister Modi, is. So I don't think you will see any stress on the relationship. I think the relationship will continue in a positive manner.
I think it doesn't matter which one wins in terms of will Prime Minister Modi get along with both of them very well? Yes. I'm a Republican. I know that right after the election, the Republican, a number of the senators plan to come here to India because they see this as a natural alliance. India is probably the only thing that both political parties view the same way, our partnership here. And China is the only thing that both political parties agree there's a problem with the US on. And India's walked that line remarkably well. So I actually like almost everything I see going on here in India. And going back to your original question, I think at times in India we don't have the confidence we should in the future. And we control our own destiny. And I think the destiny can be really strong with the US and India working very tight together.
John, you mentioned China, and I have a quote here which you said, the Indian economy is projected to be 90 to 100% larger than China's by the end of the century. Are you hinting that people should invest in India rather than in China?
I wouldn't say hinting, I'm very direct. Okay. So, but also understand, I work for Wang Laboratories. I work for IBM. I saw the transition. If you're in mainframes, you didn't move to mini computers, you got left behind. I then worked for Wang Labs, a Chinese company in many ways. And then the internet followed that. Dr. Ang Wang taught me a lot about China. I love China. I did high-end manufacturing. I brought outsourcing manufacturing, high-end technology to China. Zhongxi Min, my average meeting with was 2 hours a day. China at that point was a win-win approach. Tough negotiations, but they always looked to how the other side won. China versus the US today, I'm only talking China-US. We're talking about a win-lose scenario. And most businesses have lost trust in China. So your currency as a leader, as a country, is your track record. It's the relationships you form, and it's trust. And so if you look at India, the track record over the last 10 years has been very predictable. It doesn't mean there won't be bumps in any relationship.
And tough negotiations.
Both sides negotiate tough. Mukesh and I would like to see that easier on both sides. It's the relationships. And if you would have watched the leaders, everyone except Prime Minister Modi himself, and he wouldn't normally have been here, came in and talked about openly, what are we doing well, what do we have to improve on? That instills trust. Trust is what allows you to do things, to dream dreams and make it happen that others cannot. We trust the India-US relationship. Trust trumps everything else, and I use that word in seriousness. So it won't matter which one it is. Both of them will get along well, and I think you'll see delegations from both political parties coming here to understand the future of the US-India relationship.